My name's Sonny Robbins, and this is Okichitaw. Hey everyone, so today we're going to do number 13 of the defensive techniques. So like I was saying in the last video, 12 is your upper where you're grabbing from the top and dragging down. Number 13, we're now going to move to the midsection. Okay, so there's two ways of doing number 13 depending on who you're facing. Okay, if you're facing somebody much smaller than you, there's one way, and if you're facing somebody much bigger than you, there's another way. Okay, if you're facing somebody about your size, you could probably get away with either one, but there's two different versions of it based off of who you're fighting, okay? So you're gonna start with the same block as number 12. So punch is gonna come in, you're still gonna block to the outside, okay? The difference is instead of going across to the top here now, I'm actually gonna take that arm and I'm gonna push it down to their midsection. So if I turn it this way, it's gonna be down to their midsection. You're gonna block and bring it down to their midsection as you step behind them, okay? Or you can grab them, and then you can go into a bear hug maneuver, okay? So punch comes, block, over, bear hug, drop them on their head. Okay? The idea of the bear hug is you want to swing them one way first, and then after you swing them one way, you bring it back the other way, which will get you momentum, and then you drive their head into the ground.
It also catches them off balance too.
Right? When you do the first swing, you'll notice the person tries to catch themselves, right? So they'll have their foot out one way or the other trying to balance. When you take them the other way, you throw them right off. So any balance that they had is gone, okay? The idea is you want to make sure you trap those hands, right? Because if I trap his hands, then he has nothing to defend himself when he's dropping on his head, right? If you don't get those hands blocked, right, and you come here, he can still elbow, but even when he goes down, he has stuff to break fall with, right? He can protect himself coming down. So the idea is to make sure you get that trapping. Okay? Punch comes, block, trap. One way. Okay? The second option for it is a sit-down version. So if the person's bigger than you and you're not going to be able to lift them up, you can do a sit-down version. Okay, so the idea of this one is, so the punch comes, you're going to block, you're going to step behind, you're going to still do the same grab, but you're going to twist your body. So you're going to block, you're going to grab, but you're going to twist your body so that way you're almost sitting. So if he's standing here, okay, when I come behind him, right, I don't want to be right up on him, I want to be turned sideways more. Okay, I want to be starting to sit so that I pull him over this way. I'm going to show you, but I just kind of want you to get the idea of where I'm going, okay? I'm blocking, and I actually want to sit. So if I'm facing this way, I want to sit back that way. Okay, that's the best way to put it and explain it so that you understand what you're about to do. Okay, so a punch comes, you're going to block, turn, sit, pull him over. Okay? Same idea as if you're doing the pickup version, is you want to smash that head into the ground, right? So the whole idea is when you do the sit down, you're leaving your knees up, which gives him something to go over, right? And you have to do kind of a right twist as you're sitting. So you want to be sitting your butt this way, but you still want to be pulling right. Okay, otherwise you're going to pull him right on you and you don't want to do that, right? So again, punch comes, block, kicker, sit, okay. It's a little actually more difficult than the bear hug version because you have to get used to the motion of sitting down. And a lot of people get behind them, they want to sit right down behind them. You got to think of sitting past them, right? So he's here, block if he's still facing this way, behind, you want to be sitting this way. You want to be looking the opposite way, sitting, and still pulling this way as you're sitting. Okay? Don't worry about falling and hurting your butt because you're dragging him down. So he's going to make it a lot slower. You're going to hit the ground no problem, nice and slow. All right, so punch comes, block here. Okay, real quick, real easy. The one thing I did want to mention though is if you're doing the bear hug with the pickup, there is another thing you can do if you're not super strong or if the person is heavier than you thought. When the punch comes, and you block, and you lift, what you can do is you can just lift a bit and kick the legs out. Okay, if you kick the legs out, you can still drop that body down. And you only have to lift them up just enough to get their feet off the ground. And then you sweep and you drop with them. Okay, so those are the two versions for number 13. Go back, watch them as slow as you want. It's very basic still, very easy. It's just more difficult in the fact of like making sure your body's in the right position. And don't try and pick somebody up that's way too heavy for you because you'll hurt yourself. Okay? So take your time and just make sure you focus on the techniques. Good.